Okay, Assalamualaikum and good day everybody. Okay, and next, how can we verify our configuration? So you can verify your configuration, either you make a mistake or you do correctly by do show IP route or show IP visit route, and then you can show IP route static if you just they have a list of IP route which is a huge list, so you would like to filter with static, or you would like to filter which network, or you can look at the running config with a certain filtration. Okay, but you also can verify if you route correctly, you should be able to reach to that network. So how to reach that network? You can use a simple command ping or trace route. Trace route. I try to trace route yahoo.com. When I do a trace route, they will list down all the interface or hook that I need to go in order to reach that network. So I want to go to this network, to this IP. So in order to go this IP, I must go several hooks. So this is my local network, and then this is our, I think, another network. Several network I must go through before I go out into the internet. So this is, I just reached the, I think somewhere here I'm already reached the Yahoo somewhere. But inside the Yahoo also they have several network. So they must go through all of them, and every device will be reply. Go through 17 hook in order to reach the destination, the error. So you can do this on iOS. So you can trace route the end device from one router or one device. But in Windows, the command in Linux and iOS, the command is a trace route, R-O-U-T-E. Okay, but in the window, the command is a trace RT. Of course, it's not found in here. But please remember, in window, the command is a trace RT. So sometimes if you cannot reach certain network, you can see where is the problem. So you can see there is a reply line, and then there is a street after that you cannot reach. So there might be a network problem and so on. Let's go back to our. So you can verify with all other commands that you know that makes sense for you logically. So if this thing happen, you success in doing this, so it means our routing is good. We success in adding a new routing. Okay, but there is a situation when we cannot route everything. So if we route everything, every single network in the world, we will make list of our routing table will be longer. So for a router, for the CPU, in order to look up for any entry, it's gonna take a lot of time if our entry is at the end of the list. So we are going to conclude, or we are going to add or resolve all other network as a one default route. So most of the time, we call default route as a routing to the internet, from our local network to the internet. Okay, from our network. So static route, default route, it can be configured statically or also can be learned from other routes. So this default route we call as a gateway of the last resort, which means if the network entry is not found inside the IP routing table, we must send them to the default route. That's the use of default route. Okay, let's take a look how to do a default route. So, of course, we are using it as a static, so the command is a static routing. But the network is quite different because we will call as a summary of all other network. So, for I call as the quad 0 route. So it will be the network ID 0.0.0.0 and subnet mask is 0.0.0.0.0. So the command will be IP space route 0.0.0.0 space 0.0.0.0 and then follow the rule of static route. Either you would like to put the next hook or exit interface, or exit interface with the next hoop. Or you would like to add a distance, which is I not explained yet. But never mind. That's the way how to put a default route. Same for IPv6. So for IPv6, the network ID and slash prefix will be represented as a double column /0. So by /0, which means there is a 0 bit you need to mesh. So there is no need to mesh any bit. Same for subnet mask. You see here, there is no bit has been turned as a 1. If you see 255, we see you have 8 bit in that 8. Okay, 8 bit in that segment is turned as a 1. So you must match the all 8 bit. If you have 255.255.255.0, you have a 24 bit you need to match. But when you put 0 here, you doesn't need to match any bit. So we call as a default. So the example, the command is a IP route 0.0.0.0 or quote 0 route and the exit interface. Okay, same. So, in the routing table, when you do show IP route or show IP route static or whatever show IP route, if you put static, you filter for static only, it will be represented with a S because you are using it as a static, but with addition of a asterisk here. You see here, candidate default is a default route. And then it's either via or through exit interface and so on. Okay, for IPv6, same. Okay. But IPv6 doesn't indicate a default with a asterisk.